Hello and welcome everyone to episode 227 of One Piece at a Time, the One Piece read-through podcast where we read and discuss 5 chapters of the One Piece manga each and every week. I'm your host, Derrick Bittner, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host and freelance letterer, Brandon Bovia. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm, of course, Brandon Bovia, freelance manga letterer extraordinaire, and it's kind of hard to fathom that, this is not the end of the Wano arc, but this is the end. you know?
The fight is over. Holy crap.
After basically 50 chapters,
Yeah, I lost track of exactly when Onigashima started and Luffy versus Kaido really began. But yeah, you're right. It's roughly 50 chapters. That's
the rooftop is chapter 1000. So
yeah, so yeah, that's a bit of a long fight.
Yeah, quite a bit. Again, it feels surreal to be at the conclusion. I am weirdly. I don't want to be all like, okay, so moving on. But I'm more excited about post Wano than I am maybe this set in particular. But it's a good ending. It's a good, satisfying conclusion.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like build up, and it's getting more and more exciting, It's like, okay, now to wrap it up. And some bits feel a little sudden. Others work very well. Others, why did you do that, Oda? I don't like that.
Yeah.
There's one thing in particular.
Got a little bit of everything.
Why?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
I agree.
But there are some really good moments in this.
Yeah, I think it'll kind of go down as because I really, really do like the Wano arc. But I do think this climax has been. I don't know if I feel the same as how Dressrosa ended, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you finally see Doflamingo get taken down, but Doflamingo was also taken out pretty quickly. That big thing was true. Getting to him, so you don't have this long build up. So it's all of a sudden becomes okay, what is the most satisfying way to take down Kaido? And I think Oda mostly gets there. Yeah,
I think I'm more. For me, it hits more thematically than it does oh, that was a really great action set piece or something like that. Mm-hmm. Especially considering what we've seen with Gear 5, it is just kind of oh yeah, okay. Yeah, for me at least. It's fine. Yeah,
it's very thematically rich.
I'm not hooting and hollering, but it's a good ending. So
yeah. That's a good way to put it. I still greatly enjoyed it, but it's also one of those things I think that my biggest surprise going into it, I did not think it would take all 5 chapters to beat Kaido. I thought it'd be another 2.
No!
2 or 3.
You know what? That's fair enough. That is fair enough.
So I guess the first time I read it, it's man, this feels a little stretched out. And then rereading it for, because I read it right away because I wanted to see what happened.
Yeah, you just can't stop.
Reread it. And it's oh no, it paces a bit better when I don't have that expectation of all right, when's Kaido going to get beat?
Right, yeah. I'm in that case, I'm curious to see how I'll feel by the end of this episode. I might go on a little bit of an arc myself.
Sounds good. So, let's get to that arc with chapter 1046, Raizo, which I'm after all this, Raizo's finally getting the title? What the hell?
He's getting a chapter title, right here at the end.
Meanwhile, we got 2 intruders in Chocolat Town. Going to be a little bit of chaos rising up here.
Yeah, things are moving.
Big Mom's islands keep getting invaded all of a sudden. They're what the heck is happening? We're paying this soul tax and we're getting attacked like crazy. Why?
Yeah.
Sucks.
Turns out Big Mom, not the best military captain. Not the best tactician.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave and then everybody's just going to invade my land.
I guess so. Oh, gosh. But... we get into the chapter itself, and I love Oda just Kaido's down and Luffy's just boing boing boing.
Yes,
boing. It's
not only he's bouncing off of the ground he made out of rubber. The drums of liberation, you can still hear it. You still got that doom da 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 sound effects kind of off to the side.
Yeah, it's just what should I call that last one? Gum gum what? And then because last time Kaido got punched through the face. So he's holding his face like, what in the world? He's just like, okay, I got one question. Who are you? And I love because you can almost presume that Luffy can hear Zunisha as well, because Momo could. So we have this whole thing. It's like, how long it's been since I heard this rhythm. Joy Boy. Oh, Joy Boy. It's as though you're right there. My heart is racing. I cannot help but feel that fate is at work. I cannot help but put my hopes in him. And theoretically, Luffy can hear this, but instead he just goes, oh, who am I? I'm Monkey D. Luffy, the man who will surpass you and become king of the pirates. And it's just like, nope.
Yeah.
Fate does not matter. Whatever.
I'm still me.
Yeah, it's still just Luffy.
Yeah,
that's
and I feel like that is really, the juxtaposition here is really interesting, because Zunisha is like, it's like Joy Boy's like right here in front of me, which I feel like is kind of further confirmation that he was probably the last person to awaken the Nika fruit.
Yeah,
I will still probably call it the gum fruit, because that's what it is, but but. Yeah, I think this sort of that like, and there's also this aspect of like Luffy's personality is almost like it's changed, but I think we still have to kind of confirm that it's still him. And that Kaido kind of goes on and he's like, you still got your sass, Straw Hat. Awakening's what happens when your mind and body catch up to your powers. So and those are certainly ridiculous powers. So it's again, Luffy hasn't changed a bit.
I like that. You point that out, because it is very much like the Super Saiyan thing, where it's like, oh man, this is very different from the Goku we're used to, but no, it's still Goku in there. It's still Goku, and very much
in that sense. Vein. But like, it's with Luffy, it's just like that. All of his personality traits are just like exaggerated. It's like he's like almost like on a high, right? Like his whatever inhibitions he had are just gone. Not that he had that many to. Not that he had that many to begin with, but.
Not at all. But I love how Kaido goes on. It's like, I've lost quite a lot. Much of what I've built up over the years. My followers, my castle. Same for you, right? But there's still, and Luffy just goes, no, there's something I still got to take back from you. And all of a sudden, Kaido just unleashes Kandali Dragon Swarm. It's just the stretching to meet what the club looks like. And then Luffy counters, and he just get these fist bubbles forming from Kaido's back.
Absolutely like grotesque. Which, again, I feel like it's just talking about how no matter how serious the situation, like Luffy's powers are just inherently funny.
But it also speaks to just how monstrous Kaido is. Like I think Oda does a very good job that there is no way Luffy could have beaten Kaido without Gear 5.
Yeah. It's the final push for sure. That he's just there's probably nobody else like who could take on like the logic of the situation is completely changed, and Kaido is still somehow kind of remaining relatively in control, which I think does speak to his strength.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's the battle is burning everything below, from the performance floor to the castle. There are thousands of your men trapped down there too. They will all burn to death. And I love the confidence from Luffy. I left everyone else in charge down there. All I have to do is beat you. Just that inherent trust that's always there. And just, again, more ridiculous scenes of like, Demolition Gus was like, whoop, lift up his legs in that cartoonish fashion to avoid it.
It's great. It's so great. I feel like just from the creativity of Gear 5 is just, Oda is just going, like, he's on full blast. It is just, he gets to do whatever he, darn well pleases.
Oda was binging Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and we went for it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, all right, I feel like the phrase going full Looney Tunes has shown up on this podcast quite a few times at this point, but this is in its purest form.
Ain't that the truth? Speaking of fire, I remember how before I'd say, like, man, it's really hard to tell there's stuff on fire with all these battles going on and all the craziness, and like, no, the performance floor is almost entirely on fire. Like, good God, there is nothing left.
Yeah, and it's kind of a dire situation. We kind of got, Chopper reuniting with Nami. It's like, are you all right, Nami? What can we do? The fires are only getting bigger. Zoro and Sanji and Frankie and Usopp and Robin and Brook and Jinbei are all missing. Are they stuck in the fire? So it's just kind of chaos all around. And, they can't even search for him because Onigashima is burning. So, and just seeing this like giant, like smoldering meteor kind of coming crashing down. Things are dire for kind of the rest of the folks in here.
Yeah, and now even goes like, hey, Zeus, can you make it rain? It's like, no, that fire will give me burns, so there's just no moisture there. There's nothing they can do. And basically, it's time for some panels showing how desperate of a situation it is for everyone. In the basement, there's no escape. There's fires on all sides. There's no way to get out just for normal people. On the first floor, Beppo is passed out from the pure heat of it all as Kid's crew carries him out and tries to find some way to get out of there. Another basement, we have somebody commenting to Brooke is like, "Oh no, you poor guy. I'm sorry, so sorry. You have no words." It's like, I might be a corpse, but I'm not charred.
Good. I'm glad we found some time for a Brooke joke.
I'm always up for a Brooke joke at this point. But yeah, there might not be a way out. And then in the pleasure hall is Sanji and the girls are trying to find a way out, and there just seems to be no way to go. And even oh gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Apu is yelling at the giant with him and be like, what are you gonna do, break down the wall or die? He's like, come on, I don't care how hot it is, if we don't do this, use that size. And he's just like, the guy's yelling at him because like his hands burning. Is like, oh yeah, you want to fight? Just not going well at all. Meanwhile, Usopp is trying to put out the fire with his Green Star sprinkler. And that immediately catches flames.
Yeah, it's like, oh. This Hamlet says literally a drop in a bucket. We need a lot more than a bucket. And, despite all this, Usopp was like, I got to do something. I made a promise to Izo. I want to save Keen and Kuku while we're at it. I want to save myself. So he's crying, snot coming out of his nose, but, by golly, he's going to do it.
Meanwhile, Hamlin's like, you're going to include my name in that list too, right, boss? It's like, don't forget about me, but we don't know. But we got Frankie holding on to Zoro. It's like, how is there this much fire in the castle? Where am I supposed to go? I got to get this guy to Chopper because he's about to die. And all these other followers that came with Frankie after the whole battle. It's like, hey, we're gonna burn before that happens. Like, help us, bro. It's like, hey, you keep whining like that, and I'll show you a burn. It's just, he's like, so whatever.
Get away from me.
But it's time to finally check in on our key figures, Raizo and Jinbei. Mm-hmm. Time for Jinbei to really show his stuff, even beyond that fight he was in. And Raizo's just like, hey, I appreciate your faith in me, Sir Jinbei. It's like, nah, Luffy chose you, samurai, for our alliance. Why would I doubt you? Now come. And Raizo's just like, nah, if I'm anything, I'm the one putting my trust into you. I've been prepared for this ever since that fateful day. And we get a flashback to the burning. I didn't even think about the thematic parallels of
the burning castle.
Yeah. That's so kind of good.
If I had a nickel, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Right. They're all looking for him, but it's like, no, I failed to protect Lord Odin that day. Left his family exposed to the flames of the burning castle, and despite my ninjutsu, I failed to protect a single one of them. I utterly shame myself, but I swore to never let it happen again. So, and we get another mini flashback when he arrived on Zou and sees how the rain is like, no, that's Dinesha bathing. It's like, hey, can I take some of it? Interesting. Mm-hmm. And he just goes, I refuse to allow anyone who undertook this righteous raid to perish in mere flames. I've left you waiting long enough. Witness a flood that will have you doubting your very eyes. Ninpo, scroll jutsu, the elephant's bath, nin. And here comes the restoration, where just a torrent of water comes out of that scroll. And even Jinbei's like, oh, this is a big one. And he does his fishman jujitsu and shoulder throws it straight down below through the floor. And now it just starts spreading. Like it's just a huge flood coming down and finally dousing everybody. But also, hang on there. You don't want to get flushed out of the castle.
Yeah, you're going to have to hang on to something. Kind of, I was not expecting at this late in the game. I remember first time reading this, like, oh, wow, we're actually going to give kind of a cool moment for Raizo. And, of course, seeing Jinbei, like, being able to manipulate water in this way. Like, it is actually a great, brilliant way to kind of figure all this out.
Yeah. And just have it like his ridiculous team ninja battle really was just a waste of time, so he can get it to his worst possible moments because he couldn't do this right away.
Yep.
But no, it's a great hero moment for Raizo, and can kind of feel his that history, and he's done his best in a few spaces, but to see it fully come out here, it's a good moment. I really like this, and just seeing the reactions of everybody as it comes down, because we have Killer being carried away by his men. He's like, "Hey, let me down, boys," and it's just like, "Yeah, let's do this for you." It's like, where do we go though? There's no escape, and now all of a sudden, like, hey, what's that rumbling? And here comes water, and then we get to this crazy thing at the end here. It's like Yamato and Momonosuke talking. It's like, hurry, Momonosuke. Huh? Why? Kaido's still alive. It can't hold on any longer. The flame clouds will not last. You have to make flame clouds to keep Onigashima aloft. It's always been the only solution. And of course, Momo's freaking out.
Yeah, of course.
What? Onigashima is going to fall? It's like it's that close, and I love this. This panel is so freaking cool at the end.
It is. It's incredible.
Luffy grabbing a hold of the lightning that's raining down as he has this smile as he's facing off against Kaido, who's also smiling back. That is freaking
I'm kind of wondering who's the boss fight in this scenario.
I know, right?
I thought it was Kaido, but based on this panel, like, that is an incredible look for Luffy. Just I love the shading and the perspective of all of it. It's also very funny, given again, Skypiea,
Yeah, I trust me, my mind immediately went to Skypiea and this ridiculousness. It's so good. Just
Eneru would be horrified seeing this sight.
Eneru would, like, Luffy really is his natural enemy.
Yes.
In every way, shape, and form. Oh my god. But yeah, it's like, it's mostly just showing the danger for everybody, but again, it's a good hero moment for Raizo, and God, that last shot is so sick.
Yeah, it's so sick. Kind of makes it the whole thing worth it. And I also feel like it is kind of like, since we are moving towards the finale, it's kind of like, okay, here's this one thing that we have to kind of, we got to put a check mark on it. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about the fire anymore. So, that's one less element at play here for the final clash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's good stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to the next chapter. Chapter 1047. The Sky Over the Capital. And we have a color spread, appropriately summer. It is May, it is when this was released, apparently.
Wow.
And honestly, those hot dogs that Sanji's holding look delicious.
They really, really do. Oh my goodness.
Like,
so much detail packed into them.
Yeah. It's dang. Also, I'm kind of jealous of Jinbei, because I think this is the most relaxed I've ever seen Jinbei. Just him.
Yeah, my man is out like a light. I also is Zoro doing like the pose that he did on Little Garden with the
gosh, he is. Oh my god. That's
I was
amazing.
wondering why he was doing that.
I was trying to figure that out as well. I was like, I had no idea. It was so odd. Also, Luffy, watch the hands while grabbing.
Yeah. Watch the hands a little bit.
Oh gosh. Also, the perspective on Robin's body, if you like it, it's mostly okay, but then you look at her waist. It
is odd. And I think it's because, like,
he wants perspective in there because he wants to show the bottom part of her bikini. So we got to have her stomach in there. So it's like it's almost like her body is like going at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, because I feel like it's not quite following the form of like the beach chair.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it.
But you know what? It's creative liberties, you know.
Oda's willing to have some creative liberties to make sure all the cheesecakes in the shot.
Gotta get all those angles in there. You know, I'm an artist. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But let's get into the chapter itself, where Yamato is still giving pep talk to Momonosuke. He's like, you can do it. Make those flame clouds, and he's just going, it's not that easy. I can't do it. They just won't appear. And as he's saying that, he flashes back to the burning castle as well. And where his mother is saying, go with Kinemon and the others. And when you reach the future, 20 years from now, you must rebuild the strength of the Kozuki clan. And Momonosuke is immediately like, but I can't. He's just crying about this. And yeah, it makes sense. He's 8 or 7. I can't remember.
Yeah. It's like 8, I think. But like these haven't, kind of. I feel like we've been kind of reiterating all this time while he's been trying to pull away Onigashima. Just like the lives are, many lives are kind of in the hands of an 8-year-old right now who is currently trying to muster up the courage to save everybody he can. But, you kind of understand why, I feel like it's important to kind of reestablish his mindset during this.
Yeah, for sure. And just, he's like begging, like, you and Hiyori come with me, mother. And that's when Kinemon steps in. It's like, Lord Momonosuke, this is the hardest of all for your lady mother. This is the land of samurai, a place where shame is as heavy as life is itself. If a man argues with a grave decision that a woman summoned all of her courage to make, he does nothing but shame her. And Momonosuke is right. It's like, but I am a child.
Yes.
And Kinemon has to break the hard truth. It's like, if you'll forgive me for saying so, in the wake of Lord Odin's passing, you're not just a child anymore. And he's just sobbing at this point.
He's tearing up, man. Yeah.
I may speak
it's hard
freely.
For him too.
Will you give us another chance to fight? If our lives are only going to be given over to the flames, then we would prefer to perish for our liege with blades in hand. Will you allow us to die as samurai? And Momo sees that, wipes his tears, and goes off with them. And God, it really does poison the scenes, though, seeing Kanjuro there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
God, the pure puddle that's at the feet, at the knees of Kinemon, though, is just crazy. But Momo wiped his tears, went off, and goes, "Mother, I'm ready, mother, I will go." But the tears are back, and he's still sobbing like crazy.
Yep.
And she's just like, holding back her own tears as she goes, "Good." And that's that little bit there. It's like, I'm failing my mother. So he just that's really good. That realization.
I think, again, talking about the final push, I feel like, of course, sort of Momonosuke realizing what's at stake here and what everybody here is like sacrificed to achieve. So but it's good for him for finally finding that resolve.
Mm-hmm. It's a good moment. But it's time to get back to the Luffy fight where, he's still grabbing lightning. He's using gum lightning, and
he just yeets it right at Kaido.
Shoots it right at him. He might as well have the lightning fruit.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's like, but Kaido dodges it. He's like, play all the games you want. But, and he smacks him away. And then as Luffy gets flung away, he grabs hold of the lightning and spins around it, and starts
so good
coming right back towards him. He's just going, abilities alone cannot conquer the world. And he goes for another gum, and Kaido just smacks him straight into the ground. Again, there was no way Luffy was going to beat Kaido without Gear 5.
The way that Kaido has kind of like refound the strength himself, right? Like he's locking in and is able to kind of still go toe to toe with Luffy at this new level. And I love that, he says, the world is convenient that way. Roger didn't have any fruit powers, and he smacks Luffy down. Luffy again turns the ground into rubber so we could bounce right back up. And then Kaido says, because only Haki can transcend all with Destroyer of Death Thunder Bagua. And it just sends Luffy flying straight up into the sky.
Birds flying around him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That being said, you know, since it's not going to be the episode we commentate on for the bonus episodes, you did show me Luffy riding the lightning from the anime, and good God.
Yeah, it's incredible. All of the anime scenes from Gear 5 onward, really just this arc in general, but like, yeah, the Gear 5 stuff, all of those episodes are like drop dead gorgeous. So I did show some clips from stuff like this. And,
I can't believe they were doing that on a weekly schedule.
Yeah, it's nuts. It really is just some of the highest highs that the anime has ever achieved.
Oh man, but Luffy, despite being knocked loopy, is still conscious enough that he grabs a hold of Kaido's chest, and it sort of stretches like it's like a shirt as he goes flying up into the clouds. And Kaido's trying to get it off. Like, he's trying to pull out his, like, let go of me. And he's bashing it with his club. And it's like, you're only telling me where to find you. And Luffy's still holding on as he transforms back into his dragon, his beast form, and starts sending Dragon Twister Demolition Gust straight up to him. It's like, hey, you still have a weakness to cutting attacks. And you see Luffy up in the clouds just getting sliced to ribbons. Like, he's just barely hanging on.
Yeah, well, clearly Luffy's got a plan to do something up there. It's like, I need you to stay right where you are.
Oh man! But then we cut away back to the people celebrating, and the timing of these really is great. Like it wasn't really registering at first. I thought it was sort of, for a while it was showing like, oh no, here's the devastation that can happen. But then Oda keeps showing them and then shifts it to something completely different, where it's like, no, these are the hopes of the people. This is what they're fighting for, even more so.
Yeah.
Because they're sending off all their wishes on the sky boats. Festival's coming to an end. Tomorrow we'll be worked like slaves again. But keep her steady. Keep her steady. I hope I get to live for another year. And up it all goes.
Seeing all of the people celebrate like this, like as kind of the fight is kind of coming towards its conclusion, is great. And seeing Otoko and the Tengu Mask guy, Tenguyama. There we go. Yeah. So
we cover each other for these names a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But just the way I love how, like, when you know what's on hers from later from a later chapter, you can like his smile, it makes a lot more sense, and find a way to daddy it hits a little harder. But that's when we go back to and they cannot see amongst all the dark clouds that Onigashima was in the way there.
Which is kind of crazy again, that it's so close and yet it is like, the folks are none the wiser.
And Luffy is still barely hanging on, even like through a blast breath that just darkens, does the cartoon blackened like soot type thing for him.
Yep.
But then we check in on the Skull Dome. It's like, hey, are you all right, boss? Yorogoro? It's like, it seems that Onigashima is in danger of falling. That just means we're pressuring Kaido. Well then, tell me, which would you prefer? if the Straw Hat Fellow would defeat Kaido, we'll all fall to our deaths. But if we survive, it means Kaido's won. And I love this. This again, it's one of those things where it's just like, God, it's taking forever to beat Kaido. But then you get this texture around it that you think that in rereading it, I was able to appreciate more. It's like, no, that's not a choice. I got kids, and my wife is back in these various sections of Wano. I'd rather die than have them be free than worry about myself. It'd be great to have a country we can be proud of again. So,
yeah, and then they're just cheering him on. They're like, "Go ahead, Straw Hat! Crush Kaido. Don't worry about us." I love Kid. That face on Kid is like, "What the hell are you guys talking about?"
They're like, "Are you guys crazy?" Even Kaido's men are like that. It's like every last one of us is going to die. And Hyogo just goes, what's wrong with that? Very Luffy coded.
Yeah. And Meanwhile, we cut to the basement. We got Usopp. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I refuse to die. Not me. I'm gonna live no matter what it takes. He's running away from the water that Jinbei brought in. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, it's flames. It's flames for the while. Then all of a sudden, whoosh! It's like, what water? Where'd this come from? But then comes probably my least favorite aspect of these sets.
I agree.
We praised the hell out of how it was Hiyori that finished off Orochi. And he's still not freaking dead.
He's not. Seemingly, I can't tell if it was the fire or the water, but something jammed out the sea prism stone nail.
Yeah, apparently there was a shaking that happened. So maybe the water shaking.
I guess that was the water rumbling.
Through some vibration, and it jarred the sea prism stone nail loose from him. So, he just goes, no, at the very least I can take you down with me. And he's still on fire. He's just like, are you watching, Odin? I'm taking your precious daughter to hell with me. And he goes after Hiyori. And it's just like, come on. I mean, one, I guess it's an extra bit of like, oh no, both villains are still here. Both the big villains, and we got to worry about them. But no,
I think though there is a universe where I would have been fine with this, and I think it's if we had like 3 fewer death fake outs for Orochi.
Yeah, if there had only been like one previous death fake out to have him hiding here, and then she's able to find him and then finish him off, I think it would have worked a little bit better.
Like rule of threes, like you escalate.
5?
This is like the 5th or 6th one. It really is just kind of, and I don't dislike where this goes. I think how this particular beat ends is fine in a vacuum, but it is like after like the 6th time, you're just like, okay, whatever. Yeah, and especially it's not as good as Hiyori getting the kind of the final blow and the final little like, putting a pin in it and just being like, ultimately you were nothing, and you were felled by your own desire for revenge through Kanjuro. I think that is way better than what this ends up being. Just like,
literally
got a little carried away.
What is it? It's not Kozuki. It's the Komurasaki. Is his family?
Oh, Kurozumi.
Kurozumi, sorry.
Yes.
Literally his family grudge engulfing him and ending him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's thematically perfect.
Right, yeah, that's poetry, baby, right? Like, we don't need to do anything more than that. And I think this is, and obviously, like, it doesn't take up that much time, so I can't be that like upset at it. It's not like, it's not bad, but it's
half a page. He's obviously going to die, but that extra danger to her is,
It doesn't do much. It doesn't do anything for me.
No,
I was beyond ready for that to be that last interaction to be the final one.
Yeah. But we step away from that as from Hiyori in danger to Luffy calling out through the clouds to Momo. And Yamato and Momo look up and are just freaking out. I was like, what? And we just hear this. I'm going to put an end to all of this, but Onigashima is in the way, so move it. And it turns out that it's literally like grabbing a hold of somebody's shirt and then just punching him in the face is what Luffy's going to do for his finishing move. Except the fist is the size of Onigashima itself.
Yes. I like that. This is sort of like the manifestation of Luffy's kind of abilities at this point is like, how big of a fist can I make? Could
I have taken out that arc all the way back in Fishman Island? I wasn't able to. I was only able to mangle it a little bit before it landed before. I think I could have destroyed it this time.
Just the biggest punch of all time. Just the scale of it, I think, really is like you can see in that spread. You see like Kaido in relation to the fist. You see Luffy in relation to the fistful. He's got like one stringy little arm going up the clouds, to connect to the arm, and then he's got the other stringy little arm connecting to Kaido. Like it is just the scale of it. I feel like the scale of One Piece battles truly has gone to the next level, I feel like, with this.
Yeah, for sure. But just that words from him is like, do it, Momo. I believe in you. And just like, Kaido's just like, crap. It's like,
yep.
Damn this kid.
What now?
Oh, jeez. But, yeah, it's like, okay, giant fist. Down with this being the way that Kaido's getting taken out. So let's see how this all goes. But before that, we do have another SBS, and it's sort of a new volume. So people are still picking on Oda for the PTA. It's like, I have an important message from the PTA today. Though the SBS is a free corner where anything is possible, small children will read it, so please be careful about the content of the questions and the choice of words. Now let's start SBS. It's like, oh, it started. No, more than that. Oh yeah, it's PTA officer Sanadachi.
Of course.
It's like, oh, it started. No, more than that. Sanada, you. No, I want to let one person take it, then calm down SBS. Let's do it. So she's like, all right, locking in. And the actual first question is, hey, Oda, in chapter 931, Sanji says that Soba Mask's ability to become invisible is the power of the raid suit. Does that mean it is the power of the raid suit that allows Reiju to create and manipulate poison? If I were poisoned, would Reiju be able to save me if she wasn't wearing her raid suit? And Oda goes, first of all, the ability is the power of the suit, but since Judge systematically started by creating a human body suitable for each ability, Reiju is a person who is somewhat resistant to poison. If it's just sucking poison out of someone, she can do that without a raid suit. The rest depends on whether or not Reiju wants to save you. So her suit does sort of enhance her poison sucking ability. So,
okay, cool.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Next up. I want to become a cute raccoon like Chopper and have Robin cuddle me. And Oda goes, the relationship between those two is heartwarming, right, Chopper? Chopper? And then Chopper going, I'm not a raccoon. And he has the scene from when he's smacking Queen and telling everybody I'm not a raccoon dog.
Oops. Sorry.
So, yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get to our next chapter, 1048, 20 years. And time to check in on Brule and Cracker, who's still bandaged up, hasn't rebuilt
kind of surprised he's still around. Surprised they found him. After Luffy beat him, he wasn't in Whole Cake at all after that. I don't think they were ever like, we found Master Cracker, sir. Like, he was gone.
Yeah. And apparently it's like, hey, I think the Germans come to Chocolate Town. So I guess using the mirrors to see what's going on. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, Momo's freaking out. I was like, Luffy, you're giving me a time limit here. I can't move it the way in time. It's like, and then all of a sudden he has the memory of the family. It's like, when you reach the future, you must rebuild the Kozuki clan. His father, Hiyori, Lady Toki, and he just starts pushing at it, and he's determined. And meanwhile, Kaido's just like, all right, kid, very well. I will take your punch. Tell me, Straw Hat, did you know that 20 years ago, the hero of this country was burned to death? And all of a sudden, these flames start emitting from Kaido. And honestly, they look pretty sick.
They look incredibly sick.
It kind of looks like the magma that
the King
Aki Inu would put around himself.
Oh, yeah. With Aki Inu, too. I also, this is one of those things where I didn't really think about it at first, but I guess at this point we've already established that dragons, they can make flame clouds. So I guess that they just have an elemental affinity to fire. So sure, yeah, he can just turn himself on fire. I'll believe that.
I mean, I'll buy it. Or maybe he can drench himself in the flame clouds and light him like a torch.
I guess he could just, if he can produce something that is of fire that can, I don't know. This makes sense to me. I thought it was kind of random at first, but it makes sense.
No,
sense enough at least.
This makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
But the art of it is really fantastic, though.
Oh yeah, it's a great panel, but also it's just like, damn, I really do think Kaido is stronger than Big Mom.
I mean, if he can do all of this,
like holding up the Luffy like this, like good God. But yeah, this is the Flame Dragon Torch, and he just goes on to say, ever since this has been a lawless place, and now you are the heroes they've been waiting 20 years for. And it's too hot. Luffy has to finally let go of Kaido, can't hold him in place. And he's like, trying to blow out his flaming hand. He's like, that's right. Let go of me. I'm not going anywhere. And that giant fist of yours will not come down on me. And I love the effect of like his tail touching the other horn that has not been damaged on Onigashima, and it literally melting.
Melts it. Yeah. I feel like a good way to establish this. It'll that fist is going to melt into nothing first. And then I also love too, because at this point you're like, what do you even do about this? And Luffy just says, I'm not gonna melt, and he goes for Gum Gum, and Kaido goes with Rising Dragon, and then of course we get that flashback to the training with the old man Hyogoro. And of course the solution is what else but Ryuo. Luffy says, the old man taught me how to do that without touching. I'm gonna smash you all the way down to the bottom of hell. And so he's got his Gum Gum Bajrang gun. Against Kaido's Flame Bagua, and they just kind of come to a clash, and it's like we're kind of, I feel like, bringing it full circle with Luffy's kind of mastery of Ryuo is like the kind key. Of what is able to, it's the key.
Yeah, like if he did not have that, like, yes, the Gear 5 is helping, but again, it gets down to it. It's not the solution. If he didn't have the mastery of Haki that he did, would not be.
Yeah, and I like that
Kaido.
Because it is, Luffy attaining Gear 5, is like, that is the culmination of like his life's training, and he had to die to achieve it, basically. But Ryuo is something that he learned, in Wano, from the people of Wano, fighting to liberate the people of Wano. So as kind of like the final key, to combine it with Gear 5, with his giant Haki fist, I think is, it's pretty poignant.
Yeah, it is, and just that clash between the two of them is incredible. But we step away from that to check in on Usopp, and it's like, oh no, Kiku, Kinemon, are you okay? I didn't mean to drop you. You're still breathing, right? You better not be dead. And we don't really see. But yeah, the water has not yet reached the main hall. And they're still just looking up above. It's like, you can do it, Straw Hat. Strike down Kaido until he's gone. None of this is truly over. And Kawamatsu is looking at this and sort of flashing back. Is like, Lord Odin, the vassals have escaped. Capture every last one of them. And you see them running away. And it's just like, don't turn back. And they're crying for Lord Odin as they run off. And it's like, Orochi's immediately like, there's only one place those samurai could be going. It's Curry. They've gone to protect Momonosuke, his heir. And Kaido's just like, oh, he has a son? I'll go take care of that. Jeez. And the people actually try to step in the way. He's like, no, leave the Kozuki clan alone. He just starts smacking people away.
Smacking them, get out of the way, just move.
And it really does remind you just how much of a worm Orochi is. Like, any who dare defy the Shogun may be shot on sight, and his people are shooting shooting the civilians. And we get the aftermath. It's like, what about Odin's wife? Well, she was confirmed dead in Bakura Town. No one else escaped from the Odin castle. The Kozuki clan has been thoroughly wiped out. And then he has them lined up. It's like, now choose, Daimyo. Will you join us in making our Wano great? Which I feel like is very purposeful for Oda / translation.
Yeah. We're gonna make Wano great again.
Yeah. Or is it war? If you already know the answer, then it's a stupid question. And all the daimyos definitely nope. Our only shogun is Kozuki. Avenge Odin's death, and they go after Kaido, and obviously it didn't go well.
These were the same ones that were locked up with Yamato. I think. Yeah. I don't think the Udon guy was there, but the other three were. Actually, he might have been. I don't remember.
Actually, I think the only one that wasn't there was Yasuie.
Oh, I mean, of the four that we are seeing here.
Oh.
They might not be. I don't remember. That's not important.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, they try to put up a decent fight, but it's
it's just you can't beat a dragon shooting laser beams at you, as it turns out.
And God, just seeing Orochi just being, you're also weak. Does the word samurai mean nothing anymore? And they're all like, of course, like, if it didn't have Kaido, that fool of a lord would be nothing. It's like, shut up. Orochi can hear a pin drop. Kaido's army will come after us. And it's just like, it does not go well. And you see just the degradation of
these scenes hit the hardest, I think.
Yeah, just seeing the shift. It's like, bring me a young man of working age, and you're putting him to work, constructing these factories. It's like, pick up weapons, let's fight back. It's like, wait, don't take them away. Daddy, don't talk back. And what happened to the color of the river? There's no water to drink. The crops can't grow. We have nothing to eat. All these scenes that we've been seeing, since we've entered Wano.
There's a tree with a noose on it, for good measure.
Yeah.
I feel, because especially in real time, it has been so long since we've been on Onigashima for so long that kind of the Wano sections, of sort of like adventuring around Wano, seeing just like how much of a crap hole it became under Orochi. So like just getting all of this back to back to back, and they're like, if you want to live to see tomorrow, then get to work, you miserable trash. No one's coming to help. This nation is closed off. And then again, you see that noose with the factories, and the pillars of smoke in the background, and it's just like, Christ.
And they've just reminding themselves, don't rush. Be patient. There's a long, long winter ahead. Trust in Lady Toki's words. And just, again, that's how you get closer and closer into Orochi's smile and his just devious face. And it's like, look at those greedy beggars, Kaido. They actually gout up the leftover scraps of smile fruit, and you see all the people laughing. It's like, that's right. Learn from Ebisu Town. You might be hungry, your family might be dead, but you can still laugh and lead a bright, cheery life. And the kid's crying, and his stomach's growling, and he's can't help but laugh because of the smile fruit.
Dude,
it's just the most depraved way.
I feel like with this and with Gear 5, right? Like it's the forced, the forced laughter coming from, like this impoverished state versus, being able to like truly like laugh from the, bottom of your heart. Seeing it side by side like this, I think it feels very intentional,
Yeah. And he's just so convinced it's like, this is what you writhing, crawling maggots deserve. And we go back to the present, and he's on fire and coughing up blood. Is like, Kumurasaki, I'll drag you down to hell with me. I'll never count out the wrath of Korazumi. We can share a drink again when we meet in the afterlife. And he's laughing again as he's bearing down on her in his Orochi form. When Bedlam has arrived, and he turns, and bam, his head is cut off. The people are celebrating with I wish Orochi would go away. And here's Denjiro for the save as the flaming head falls to the ground. And you see the people's wishes like, free us from this hell. I want clean water again, as the clash between Luffy and Kaido continues above. And again, Orochi's finally done. I wish Hiyori had been the one to get the final blow. But and the thing is, Denjiro coming out of nowhere to save her after that flashback doesn't have exactly the thematic weight of what we had before with Hiyori.
Right, like her speech against Orochi was incredible. Like, it was such a moment of like seeing her like stand up for herself. And to see her kind of come to grips with like, kind of all of these feelings that she had been bearing of, what you put my father through, what you put the people of my country through. And like, I'm just going to throw all of that back at you in your face while you are, kind of hoisted by your own petard, right? Like that you are ultimately taken out by the very thing that you created. To me, like, they don't even compare. I think this Denjiro save is cool, but it's not nearly as cool of an ending as
here's the thing.
Prior.
It needed to kind of be from Denjiro's perspective, because Denjiro is kind of in the same spot as her, where he has been forced. He was so upset that his face contorted into something completely different, Right. And a man like that had to suffer and hide away those feelings for 20 years while right next to Orochi, unable to do anything.
We don't really emphasize that. Like it is just kind of I'm here.
Thematically that way, it works for him to finally get that revenge after so long, to be the one to, get that on for Odin. But you don't get that from the flashback right away. Because we mentioned this is a good reminder for the people who've, it's been years since Wano began.
Mm-hmm.
It works, but not as strongly.
Yeah. It's fine. Again, I think there's a world where I would be happy with both of these together. But again, after the third or fourth Orochi death fake out, it really kind of starts to overstay its welcome. So, maybe cut most of those and then we have this. And I think that would make for a much stronger conclusion. But I do kind of understand that, the suffering of, the people of Wano is so directly tied to Orochi that you want it to feel like, oh my God, this guy just won't die. But also, oh my God, this guy just will not die.
Yeah.
And I feel like as a reader, you get the point without Oda beating you over the head with it.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And, I do like how, I've said it before, but it is nice that Oda's like, no, a man like this needs to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's no sort of, again, we'll get to the ambiguity of it all, but with Orochi, there is no ambiguity. That is his last head. On the floor. He was already burning to death anyway. No, he's donezo. It's dead. He's dead. It's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh goodness. Well, before we move on to the next chapter, we do have another SBS. This one should be rather interesting because first off, at least for the first one, it says, "Hey Oda Sensei, it was revealed that the name of the CP0, the name of one of the CP0 members is Maha-san. But please let me know the names of the other members as well." And Oda just goes, "Oh, sure." So the guy that interrupted the fight with Kaido, that's Guernica.
Okay.
The guy who, of course, lost to Izo in a draw, Maha. Mm-hmm. The guy who is remaining is Joseph.
All right.
And then there's a fourth guy that I kind of forget that has like a beard around a long beard just around his chin. Is named Gizmonda.
All right.
So we finally have names for the CP0 members, as they don't matter as much.
Yeah, most of them are dead.
At least half of them are. Anyway, next question is, in Rakugo, there's a story called Yudachi Kongoro, Evening Shower Kongoro. But did Yudachi Kongoro come from there? Is there an origin of Kongoro? And Oda goes, it's a story in Rakugo and also in Kodan. In Kongoro's case, the evening shower is scary because it refers to a shower of blood. Kongoro actually had a model, a Rakugo story about a sculptor named Jingoro Hidari, who made sculpture with his left hand so wonderful that they came to life and moved. In Kongoro's case, it's the opposite. The details don't really matter, but Kongoro draws all the bad pictures with his left hand. After his betrayal, he's right-handed. Isn't he annoying? And finally, I heard that anthropomorphizing belongings has become popular on the SBS recently. So I'd like Zoro's haramaki and earrings too. I'm sure they're so beautiful that Sanji would be jealous.
Oh, Lord.
And Oda just goes, "Oh, you prefer women?" And oh no,
let's see it.
The haramaki is just like an old woman in a bikini with hair that looks like
pretty great,
like the haramaki, and the three earrings are just like an old man, a young man, and a middle-aged man.
They look like very cursed Pikmin.
Yes, very Pikmin-like, or like the three like kids from Rhythm Heaven.
Yeah.
Good
God.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to our next chapter. And boy, you can tell this is mostly action because it's been less than an hour.
Holy crap.
Oda's just okay, it's just wrap up. It's just wrap up. So let's just go.
Up. Yeah. Yeah. I really did not even notice. Wow. All right. Let's do this.
Chapter 1049, The World That Should Be. As a lot of fire all around in this lab where they were getting ready to dissect the brothers. So now they're free. So might be kind of a all action type of cover story at this point. Like, geez.
Yeah, the pacing on this one's really fast.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they're already free. That's That's a bit of a shock.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But into the chapter itself, Kaido is blocking that entire giant fist with his mouth. I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just eating it.
He's still able to talk. He's like, well done. You fought hard to reach this point, but you cannot change the world. And after all this time, we finally get a flashback to Kaido's youth, where he does seem to come from an isle of ogres. Some place called the Vodka Kingdom. So very interesting because he did it. He's only 10 years old and Kaido's already the ultimate soldier. And just see this 10-year-old with his, of course, his bat. He's like, I want more combat. And 46 years ago. So yeah, Kaido's 56. I don't know if I realized that or not, but he's up there.
Yeah.
It's like, our country can't stop going to war now. We have to win and loot the enemy to pay our heavenly tribute. Otherwise, the world will take away our human rights. So, yeah, definitely all ogres, and they have to get that tribute or else they're going to be, slaves. So that's...
It all goes back to the celestial dragons.
Always. Why does everyone... And kind of just like, why does everyone bother to obey these celestial dragons anyway? It's like, knock it off. And it's like, hey, we're going to take care of this way. It's like, we're going to list you. You're going to join the Navy because, our country doesn't know what to do with you. So it's like, why should I be a government lapdog? And, in exchange for the custody of Kaido, they get to attend the next reverie. They get to become part of the world government.
Part of the world government. Yep.
So, and he's upset at being used as a political pawn, obviously. But he's strong enough that he escapes and gets an initial bounty of 70 million, which, good God.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. At age 15.
Yeah. Insane. He's like, we captured Kaido. He escaped again? He gets caught when he's hungry, apparently. This is a prison ship, not a cafeteria. So that feels very apt. But he eventually makes it to Full-Lead Island. Where Blackbeard's stationed now. And it's just like, he's so strong. Who is this guy? And he comes across Whitebeard.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, little snot, you want to be a pirate? Rock said he wanted to meet you. What do you say? Well, he joined the Rock's pirates. They're unstoppable now.
Interesting that this also happened on Full-Lead.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's implying that this is where Rocks was prior to Blackbeard taking it over, but there's something interesting there.
Yeah. And it's like, big trouble, Kaido, come with me now. We're going to God Valley. And then the next panel, the Rocks pirates are no more? What kind of joke is this? I know, right? Just going right through. What kind of joke is this? With all the monsters they've got? Apparently it was a sailor named Garp who did it. Nah, they just couldn't stand each other. No teamwork in that group. And there's Big Mama's like, where'd you go, Kaido, you big rat? Which explains why there's that grudge.
Yeah, they have a little bit of that beef. But yeah, it's so interesting seeing this just boom, 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 one beat after the next. We all we kind of know that this all happened, but seeing it kind of in order like this is really interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then the trigger event where the 10 years since the Rocks the confrontation on Rocks, here comes the Granny Korazumi. Hey, what do you know? Let me tell you about Wano. Throughout our human history, sheer might has solved all problems. Of course it has. Humans are animals. Survival of the fittest is the law of the nature. You're damn right about that. And other Rocks remnants will make a name for themselves too, I'm sure. And she just goes, weapons are what speak loudest in the world we live in, and I've got a deal you'll want to hear about. And that's how Kaido finds out about Wano. Jeez. Yep. I was like, all right, we're going to take all these pampered, noble-born rulers and drag them off their ivory thrones down to the battlefield with us. That's what I call equality and freedom. A world where only war decides a man's true worth. And there's his vision. Like that's his freedom is eternal war, which is not a great freedom.
Yeah, certainly not. And which I feel like it is sort of important that we take the time to set up like what Kaido's vision for the world actually is. Like, I think like it's one thing to say like, oh yeah, we're going to build an army. We're going to, I feel like maybe I just like missed it and maybe I'm like misremembering, but sort of the idea that like, oh, all this like this army we're building is to take on the world government, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to take over the pirating world, but like the end game here is to, kind of create a world that is, might makes right.
Yeah.
Like,
I just want
to
tear it all down.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The Kaido's trying to tear it all down. I feel like that isn't, I guess it's explicit enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I realized at the time that it was like, oh, like he wants to do this on a worldwide scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, look at the backstory, like sold to the government,
sold out to the government,
pawn, and all, just constant fighting since he was 10 years old. Like, yeah, this tracks.
Yeah.
But then you get, I wonder where that kid heard it. Yamato dropped Joy Boy's name. Apparently, Oden's desire to open the country is meant to welcome Joy Boy. If he's the same as the man you're waiting for, King, I think I know who Joy Boy is. And King just goes, who is he?
Which that's an interesting little bit of like we haven't ever really talked about like kind of the why about wanting to open the country, but that it is somehow connected to Joy Boy is very interesting.
Yeah, I don't know
that
how they know that. Like, how much prophecy is there?
How much prophecy is in there? Yeah, like, cool, man. That's the thing, and that makes me wonder how much of it did Oden know, and how much of it did he like write down in his journal before he ripped it out, to the point that if Yamato knows about Joy Boy, I think implying that at least he in part knows that whatever that they saw at Laugh Tale has something to do with Joy Boy, and that they somehow made the connection of we saw something at Laugh Tale that has something, we know that Joy Boy left the treasure, but that also, I don't know if you can go from there to like from point A to point B, that so in order to prepare for this, we need to open up Wano's borders for the eventual return of Joy Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it gets real tricky, right? Because it's like Joy Boy was an actual person, but also if they're like welcoming him, are they welcoming Luffy as sort of like the next person who, is going to awaken the Gum Gum fruit, right? The Nika fruit. So it's like, yeah, man, how much did they find out? How much of this is prophecy and how much of this is like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell.
There's a lot to dive in there with that.
But the clash is still happening, and as that clash is happening, the last remaining member of CP0 that was on Onigashima is like, I'm out of here. That's Joseph. He's I'm gone.
Yeah. Nope.
Just air stepping the heck out of there.
Yep.
But Yamato's calling out, Luffy will win. I know he will. Do it, Momonosuke. And Momonosuke is just like, come forth, flame clouds. Do as I command. And we see the people down below stomping, tromping, celebrating the last little bit as on the performance floor, the water finally comes out and washes away everybody. Finally putting out all this fire. Let's make sure Robin and Brooke are okay, since devil fruit users. But it
Brooke's
clears
gonna
out.
Die.
Usopp successfully holds on to Kiku and Kinemon as all the water just starts flopping out of Onigashima. All the fire is finally gone.
Incredible.
So, and Sanji's holding on to Osame, and he has a hard eye on because she's holding on tight.
Yes, of course. You're a married man, Sanji. Lock in.
It's like Frankie's just like, hold strong, don't get swept away. And we go to the repository where there's still a little bit of flame left because, well, the water didn't get to, didn't put out Orochi. He's still burning to death.
Yeah, which is good. That's good.
Yeah, just this reuniting between the two is like, you have been so brave and strong for all these many years, Lady Hiyori. And he flashes back to him initially bowing before her when she's in her rags.
Yeah,
and he holds her in his arms, and
the hug is wholesome. The hug is
hug's
good,
very wholesome.
So about how we got to this point, but
he could show up after seeing his burning corpse and be like, and still get this across, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We spoke about it enough. And that's when everybody's like, does it feel like the island's falling? And that's when, oh no, the flame clouds are gone. We're going down. Onigashima is going to fall. And Kaido's not even paying attention. All his energy is now going straight towards this fight with Luffy. It's like, what kind of world can you create, Straw Hat? And Luffy is clenching his eyes just as much as possible, trying to, as this clash goes on, it's like, I'll make, and finally, Momonosuke is able to call forth his own flame clouds. They wrap around in a big old massive thing, very much like Luffy's little cloud thing around his own neck.
Yeah.
And so he does it by imitating Luffy, which is a great little,
pretty great
visual.
Which, I mean, I feel like that is, he's panicking, right? Like he's just, imagining, what else would give him kind of inner strength at this point. So it's great. And that he is like, he
moves
made
it fast.
Zoom. He does. It's way far away now. So, good on you, Momonosuke. You finally did it.
Yeah. It took him a while, but I like how he did avert any direct harm coming to the Flower Capital. He did succeed at that the entire time. It was just a matter of saving everybody else. I like this as a way to keep Momo involved throughout the entire battle, despite him being 8.
yeah, and I feel like so much about these stories of liberation, and I feel like this is very similar, of course, to Alabasta and Vivi and stuff, where like the Straw Hat's role, is to beat the bad guy, but it is also to give the people that they're fighting for the courage to liberate themselves. And I feel like Momonosuke being involved in this sort of final confrontation, this final sort of you need to summon the inner courage to save everybody while I beat the bad guy, I think is very, very good.
So what kind of world does Luffy want? A world where my friends can eat as much food as they want. And he finally gets the punch to connect into Kaido, sending him down. And he's just driven just in the sheer force of this. It's actually kind of hard to convey. It looks painful, but man, that impact, kaboom, I think does kind of sell it.
It's incredible. It feels so fast reading it on the page.
It does.
And just that sort of that build up while Luffy's doing the speech, and he's just just trying to get that just that last little bit of grit just to get the punch to connect. All the while that final bit of dialogue is so simple, but part of me also wonders is that actually Luffy's dream? Is that the thing?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
And furthermore, is that Roger's dream? If
I don't know.
If they're having parallels, if they're saying the same thing.
We don't know much about Roger's past.
Yeah, and so the idea that I feel like it's the kind of thing that puts into context, maybe in a weird way, and we saw Luffy's upbringing and just they're just living off of trash, right, in the Great Terminal or whatever. So the idea that even if he doesn't say it oh, food is really important to me. Luffy shows how much food is important to him and how much somebody feeding him is that is the most important thing in the world to him. So the idea that anybody going hungry in the world at for any point for any reason, I don't know. I love the idea that I don't know, for Luffy does becoming king of the pirates mean stopping world hunger? Like that would actually be kind of awesome.
Yeah, no kidding. Even if it isn't connected to his dream, it just works as a callback to the very beginning of Wano. What does Tama want? She wants to be able to eat food, good food, as much as she wants. Because again, you feed Luffy,
that's it.
You're set.
Yeah. And I also like the idea that, as sort of like we are kind of like rejecting kind of Kaido's own view of the world and how he sees things, again, might makes right. And, like he's just going to like, oh, we're going to make Wano into a world of slavery. And we can always just get new slaves or whatever. And, like Luffy's the hero, but he doesn't see it as like, oh no, that's bad, right? It's your plan is leaving people without food on the table, so you got to go.
Yeah.
And I think like it's beautiful in its simplicity, but it works, and it works every time. Of just like, these people aren't free, so I'm going to give them their freedom back.
Yeah.
And,
even if something you want is potentially noble, the methods of going about it are not good.
Are all wrong. Yeah.
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 And it's actually kind of hard to like with the artwork. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening to Kaido, because you see that outline at the top, and basically imagine like cartoons straight through and then leaving an imprint of himself. He's going straight into the ground as he's falling through here, just getting driven straight through bedrock from this one punch. And as he's going down, he's flashing back to his conversation with King. It's like, King, I think I know who Joy Boy is. Who is he? He's the man who shows up to beat me in the future. And King just goes, oh, in that case, I suppose we'll never see him.
So that's finally bringing that full circle as to why Kaido was like, you're not Joy Boy.
yeah, you're not Joy Boy. You can't beat me. Oh no, he's Joy Boy.
So,
but it doesn't.
This sort of misunderstanding, I think, is really funny.
Yeah, and it doesn't even end with that, because we have the stomp tromps from the people celebrating in the Flower Capital as beat the scary dragon, bring the Cozy Key clan back, which of course is the two big wishes.
All the dreams of the people. Yeah,
and Momo successfully lands Onigashima on the outskirts as he's completely wiped. And Luffy is falling as the stomp tromps are happening, and that's the end of the chapter. Kaido is finally beat.
Finally down. Wow. But what an ending.
Oh yeah. It's a good punch. I don't think it has, again, the way I guess because it's going down rather than up, and you're not seeing the true crashing of it all. It doesn't have that same impact of when Luffy beats Crocodile, for example, where again, it helps that it's just constant punches. You have one really massive punch that you're trying to convey just the sheer force of in just a few panels. And if I had to guess, the anime probably has the classic boom, other angle, boom, other angle, boom, to just emphasize that hit. Yeah. And then you have the motion of Kaido going into the ground. I'm sure it can just go. I'm sure it's just one of those like he's so quick.
Yeah. I think the thing for me is that like, because it's so similar to how Doflamingo went out, and like with Doflamingo, there's this extra element of like, somebody who thinks he's a god, and kind of for all intents and purposes for the setting is a god, and that Luffy is just punching him straight down into the earth, like putting him on his lowest level. And I feel like it doesn't work quite the same for me for Kaido, but like it's still good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's completely fine.
It's still like
there's very hype in ways.
It's still satisfying.
Yeah, it's still satisfying. It just doesn't quite reach the same levels as past ones.
Also, I think one thing that it is that like it was one punch for like 2.5 chapters with a bunch of flashbacks. Also true. I think
you're having a beam struggle, and it's yeah. I feel like it's probably better served in the anime.
Yeah, potentially. Although I feel like they also probably had a field day with all the flashbacks. They're like, ooh,
I know.
We get to add twice as many flashbacks as the manga had.
Oh boy.
So like I think it's just kind of like how we were talking about with the big mob fight, right? Where like once we got to that, and it was like two and a half, maybe 3 like straight chapters of action, just uninterrupted. And I feel like with this, we have the confrontation, we have the clash, but just and I think a lot of the sort of story context and a lot of reminding you what we're fighting for, what the stakes are, is important. But it lacks a little something for me that makes me like really, really feel like yes for this ending.
I
but
think
like,
it's sort
again,
of the desperation that you really felt through Law and Kid.
Yeah.
So
I feel like I maybe wanted while they were in the air, maybe like 1 or 2 more exchanges before we got to that last little like, you know, big fist coming down. But you know, at that point that feels yeah. It feels like nitpicking. It is you know, we have been reading Wano for like 130 chapters at this point. Finally seeing Kaido just finally get beaten is incredibly satisfying.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I feel just like a rush of energy, like whew,
he's finally down.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, before we get to our final chapter for the set, we've got our SBS for this one. And first up, does Yamato wear underpants or a loincloth? And Oda says, oh, it's a loincloth. He's a samurai. So
fair enough.
There you go.
All right.
Next up, compared to the first chapter, I feel that the number of members of the red-haired pirates has decreased. Does this mean that the teams are divided and they just don't appear? And Oda goes, oh, I don't know what scenes you're comparing with, but Shanks actually has a big crew. All the members introduced in Volume 101 are called senior officers, and they have a number of separate pirate crews affiliated with their operation. It would be difficult if they all acted together all the time, so there may be times where it looks like a small number of people. But there are a lot of them. It's similar to the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, but Shanks isn't a cruel tyrant ruling over them. So
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
And finally, please tell us about the Toby Repose hobbies. So, Who's Who loves gambling with card games.
Cool.
Black Maria likes boxing and romance.
Cool.
Drake likes being a reptile maniac and the study of astrophysics. Okay.
Cool. I like this.
Sasaki likes making sake.
Okay.
Ulti likes making accessories and bullying her little brother. And Page 1 likes fishing because he just wants to be alone.
Cool.
But Ulti won't
poor
allow
Page
that.
1.
I know, right? Oh, goodness. But, yeah, that's it for now. Let's get to our final chapter for the set, 1050 Honor. And the counterattack has begun as Ichiji and Reiju show up to kick away the one doctor. And God, it's brutal how Ichiji just has that child by the neck as she's trying to stab at him.
Yeah, the poor little girl, but also like she's out for blood.
It's like a little
funny.
Chucky doll.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I need to see where this goes.
I know. I have no idea where it's going to go with these 4 at this point. Oh my God. Oh, but let's get into the chapter itself as Kaido is still falling. And he actually loses the dragon transformation, goes back into what looks to be his man-beast form. No, it goes back into his just regular form. And then we get a very useful graphic. Thank you for this map, Kaido, because you see Big Mom's hole and you see Kaido's hole. And it's revealed that Law sent his sword far enough down into the core of the earth, which is really impressive. That he just shook it all out like that. And you can see where all the water comes from and the waterfall and all that stuff. Luffy punched him into the core of the earth. He is breaking through pure bedrock all the way through there. And God, that is really, really satisfying to see as he's just going through all that until he reaches the core, essentially, of the island.
The interesting thing I can't say for sure. I mean, they're probably dead, right? But also, knowing Oda, I don't know. Maybe he'll do some like dry Bowser kind of like here's skeleton Kaido and skeleton Big Mom.
I have a thought on that.
Okay.
I'll bring it up when it becomes relevant. But I do like the synergy of Luffy falling out of the sky as well because he's exhausted. Yes. But fortunately, we have Yamato here ready to catch him. And the battle on the roof of the Skull Dome, Onigashima, winner, formerly Kaido. But man, I love his smile when he's looking at Luffy. Just like, huh.
So proud. and it's great.
Yeah, and then freaking Momo just completely wiped out.
Yeah, and look, they have earned a well-earned break.
He is so supportive.
Yamato, full of energy, is like, "You're just incredible. You two, you're incredible." Oh man,
I love it.
I kind of can't believe it's over.
Yeah, and then man, this flashback kind of got me.
Yeah, ooh, it's good. Because this is maybe the best part of the ending.
Yeah. Because it's like the festival is approaching a lively conclusion. You've got Otoko's like screaming out, "Keep her steady!" And she says, "Hey, Mr. Tengu, I heard Daddy used to." And this is before, as they were painting their lantern. "I heard Daddy used to be really important. He knew he would be killed if they caught him, but he went ahead and let them arrest him anyway. That's what somebody told me. I wonder why." And you see Tengu Yama just being like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
And he responds to her, Yasue gave this country a fighting chance. If he had not done what he did when he did it, all of the lights of hope we'd built up would have gone out. He gave his life to protect the future of Wano. And God, I really do love how much I love this reminder of what that none of this would have been possible without Yasue to begin with. And then this mini flashback within the flashback of Yasue discovering that Toko ate one of the smile fruits, and it's like, "No, don't tell me you ate that fruit." And he just looks at her and goes, "You save any for me?" And the fact that it was a conscious choice to eat the smile fruit and be laughing with her.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, my heart. That's rough.
That's good dad
real
energy.
Rough, man. It is absolutely. And then just the Tenukuyama goes on saying like he did that to preserve the future so that you might grow up to be happy. And she just says, "He did it for me." That's right. And she says, "In that case, I'll change my message. Is that better?" And that gets Tenukuyama a little misty-eyed, and he's like, "Yes, that's right. To a warrior." Oh, whoops. Come on. There's no greater honor. And you see that at first she wrote, "I want to see Daddy," and then she scribbled it out, and now it says, "Daddy, thank you." Oh,
my heart.
Yeah.
As a dad, that hits.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's such a sweet scene, man.
I'm so glad Toko had that scene. Like, this is...
Yeah. That is
It might be the standout moment from the set, honestly.
I think so. It's one thing, like from an action standpoint, sort of the ending, that I'm just like, yeah, that was good. That was fine. I think this, and that final shot of seeing all the skyboats rise up, you're seeing Toko and Tengu-yama in shadow, like it just, and that, he just has that smile on his face. It really does feel like we fought a hard-fought battle to liberate a country from 20 years of slavery.
Yeah, and they're all their wishes are about to come true. And Cat Viper is standing outside and seeing, noticing all the skyboats. It's like, oh, I haven't seen that in years. Skyboats from the festival. It's like, oh, right, I should actually tell everybody. Hey, listen up. I can confirm it. Luffy smashed Kaido all the way deep into the earth. And Onigashima would have fallen, but Lord Momonosuke turned into a giant dragon and stopped that. And it's like, is that right? Yep. It's like, I guess Yamato is the one who communicated that to Cat Viper. It's like, wait, the pink dragon was Momonosuke? He has powers? And you just get that wonderful big happy smile that Cat Viper's so good at. It's like, after 20 long years of waiting for the chance to avenge Lord Odin's death, we are victorious. we have taken down 2 emperors of the sea.
Holy crap, man.
Unbelievable. And just like,
there's something about that spread of all of the samurai raising up their swords. Some of them are hugging each other, man, against the sight of like the charred sites of like the Onigashima mansion. It's beautiful. It's a sight to behold. We even got, poor Beppo trying to choke out Law. It's just complete joy.
I do like that Hiyori's just all in darkness as she's probably just letting out the tears.
Yeah.
And of course got Apu here's like, wait, Straw Hat beat Kaido? Oh God.
Yeah.
But we got Nami and Otama celebrating nearby Marco. Hyogoro is happy, and but things are not great because like I've got 2 patients in critical condition with Usopp, and Frankie comes in. It's like Chopper Zoro's out cold and won't come to. Dr. Chopper, we need help over here. It's like Chopper's
all right.
I'm drowning in patients. I love his assistance with Miyagi and the
I love this is such a good like little bit of growth for Chopper too, that he kind of has his own little assistants now, that he's growing as a doctor. I love this.
It's really good. But as Momo lays there, he calls out to Zunesha. It's like, hey, can you hear me? I have thought long and hard. I will not open the borders yet. Which is honestly probably a good call.
Smart. Yeah, I think so. Right now, like, well, let's not worry about this.
Mm-hmm. And Zunesha just goes, very well. I will respect your decision. I trust in your judgment. Thank you. And all of a sudden they hear a rumbling. Is this an earthquake? And it's like, and all of a sudden Kaido's man is like, it's too early to celebrate. Fools, we still got you outnumbered. Lose focus and you lose the fight. Now surrender. And there's no way Kaido lost. We're an Emperor's crew. It's like, oh God, they're still doing this? And Frankie's ready to go fight.
Yep.
But that's when Yamato shows up. It's like, nope, stand down, Animal Kingdom pirates. You've already died once this fight. It's like, wait, Yamato, but Onigashima would have smashed into the ground if not for our leader. And it's like, it's spoken like a member of the enemy. After losing the fight and being saved from certain death, if you go back to fighting, I will destroy you.
All right.
And that's when even more earthquakes start happening. Like, why now? And we see this scene of them, this magma pool underground where there's the figures of both Kaido and Big Mom, which is like, whoo.
They are that I know it's just shouted out, but the thought of it's pretty gruesome.
It really is. But I can also just imagine them sort of hanging out there like Bowser, just in water almost.
Yeah. It's kind of like, they're fine.
Yeah.
I kind of think they can take it. It's a weird thing.
The thing that gets me interested, that makes me think that they might still be alive, is that Bob, all the way in the excavation labor camp in Udon, Babanuki hears a quake or feels a quake. It's like something's happening down on the seafloor, and he looks out into the distance through a spyglass, and then only then, with the explosion of like this new island, that we get the declaration: the final battle in the skies over Wano, winner Straw Hat Luffy. And I think this volcanic explosion expelled Kaido and Big Mom. I think it shot him up out of it and sent him flying into some sort of distance.
I hadn't thought about that, but I would totally believe it. Like
I think they're damaged. I think they're maimed, but I think they're alive.
They're done. Yeah, because it's Oda, I have no choice but to assume that they're alive. I've been through this song and dance too many times. At this point, I don't really care. It kind of doesn't matter because they are, as Emperors of the Sea, they are done. And I think any other role they would play in the story would either just be like to join the fight against the world government at the end of the series, and by that point, I'm like, yeah, sure, fine, whatever, join the squad. Otherwise, they're done. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's fine. But the eruption, the timing of the eruption is just interesting.
I hadn't thought about it that way, but I kind of like what you're cooking.
Yeah. But thanks to that undersea eruption, it finally gets the attention of all the people in the flower capital. It's like, wait, is that Onigashima? Are Kaido's goons doing something? And here comes Momo flying in. It's like, all is well. You are not in danger. It's like, oh God, it's Kaido. What's he doing here? Is this supposed to be our day of freedom?
My lord.
And get a sweet shot of Momo over them. It's like, no, I am not Kaido. That eruption was the final drumbeat signaling the end of Kaido, Supreme Commander of the Animal Kingdom Pirates. And they're like, what? And then he dissipates his form and it creates like a big cloud as all the members of the the remaining members of the oh gosh, I'm blanking on names. The
Akazaya 9.
Akazaya 9. Thank you. I was like, wait, there are people coming through the dust. What? Lady Komurasaki? No way. Is that a ghost? We just held the funeral. Is this a dream, a vision? And of course, the men are not being knocked up. But that beauty belongs to no one else.
Yes. And
they also notice Denjiro, Kyoshiro. It's like, wait, what happened to his style and hair? Oh, it'll be a long, long story. We've brought a new shogun of Wano.
Man.
And that's the
end.
It. So
wow. I'm ready for the wrap up. I don't know about you.
I am very excited for the wrap up. I'm curious what Oda's going to encapsulate with all of this.
We kind of have a lot of ground to cover and not a lot of time in terms of like what needs to get resolved.
10 chapters does not seem like a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like it seems like there's precious little time to do everything that seems to be needing done. Especially because looking at the wiki, the arc officially ends at 10:57, or like that's when fans have marked it over as at 10:57. Yeah. So really, we only have 7 chapters left of Wano.
Yeah. Crazy.
How
indeed.
How are we wrapping up all this in 7 chapters?
Oh man, I kind of can't wait though. I love just kind of how much of a journey we've been on and how much of a journey that it feels, and to kind of be like, okay, now is the time to start rebuilding. Now is the time to start picking up the pieces. Now is the time to, we've built up Wano as this world of, like just destitution and just, poverty and slavery, and to now kind of what does giving this country its freedom back look like? And kind of course, what are the consequences of doing so? What are kind of some of the lingering threads we haven't touched on? There's a lot, as is tradition, I feel like at the end of a One Piece arc, we got some lore to talk about as well.
Of course.
So,
I mean, let's be honest.
We got a lot to
do. These next 2 episodes have the high likelihood of getting close to 2.5 hours for us.
Yeah. I think they're going to be real long. We just have a lot. There's just going to be a lot to talk about. This is a fairly short one just because, again, it really was just like action and flashbacks. There wasn't, we're wrapping it up. There wasn't too much that was like, oh, we have to talk about this because this is completely unprecedented. It's like, we've finished the One Piece arc before.
yeah. We know what we're in for. But yeah, that being said, before we completely wrap up, we do have one final SBS. Where somebody sent in a picture of 3 skyboats. One that says,
"Ooh,
we want a respectable SBS." Second one, please make the sickos leave the SBS forever. Third one, free us from this pervert hell. And Oda goes, wow, those skyboats are so beautiful. Your wishes have been answered. There are no more perverts in the SBS. Did you hear that, members of the PTA? We run a very safe, very wholesome segment here. So there we go. We'll see if he sticks to it.
I was going to say, I was half expecting Oda's answer to basically be like, sucks to suck. So I don't buy it is the thing.
Yeah. So far, I think we stick true though, because next question. Hey Oda, how did Hiyori get to Onigashima?
Good. I want to know.
Certainly. She just showed up, didn't she? But Hiyori was always determined to do this. By going in and out of the Flower Capital's castle as an Oiron, she kept tabs on all the enemy's actions, so she hid it in the tribute from Orochi to Kaido and crossed the sea. So when she reappeared, it was in the treasure hall. So she just happened to be in the right spot. So,
okay, that makes sense.
Yep. And next up. Is there any reason why Kid and Killer formed a pirate crew, or how they met Heat and Wire? And Oda goes, of course there is. These four were born on an island in South Blue, and Kid and Killer have been friends since childhood. The country is unaffiliated with the world government, so gangs rule the island like kings. Each of the 4 towns on the island has its own gang, and the 4 bosses were Kid, Killer, Wire, and Heat, with constant conflict every day. One day, Kid's best girlfriend was killed by a gang. Her name was Victoria Est Sharutan Doryu Yanaika. Kid, who got mad at her death, united the other gangs and defeated the country's #1 gang. I don't want to live in such a tiny world, he said, and became a pirate with his bad friends. Their ship is called the Victoria Punk. So, so that guy's named after his girlfriend, and also kind of makes sense about his dream of taking down an emperor.
Yeah,
take down the biggest, baddest guys.
That makes sense.
Huh.
I guess again, I could see a world where like there probably wasn't any time for that, and Kid felt the most along for the ride out of all of the major players.
Yeah.
Here in Onigashima, but I'm glad that Oda had at least some kind of backstory planned for him.
Yeah, there's definitely a backstory, but it's not like it's more just backstory. It doesn't inform anything about Wano other than his desire to take potentially as a reasoning for why he wants to take down Kaido and Big Mom.
Yeah, and hey, he did it. So congrats to him.
Very much so. But that's it for that SBS, and this is weird.
Man. It's weird. We just finished the longest arc in the series. Again, we've got like 7 chapters of wrap up, but like that was the longest arc in the series, and we have 1 completed arc left, maybe 2 by the time we get to it.
It's weird.
Neither of which are nearly as long as Wano.
It's weird to look ahead and see the Egghead's only 68 chapters. Only. That's essentially just the fight between Kaido and Luffy.
Luffy and Kaido. Yeah, like it's breezy. In comparison. Yeah.
So, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I guess that does lead us to one other thing. I don't think we've declared officially what we're going to be doing for when we catch up. I think we mentioned it in a Q&A.
I guess not.
We mentioned it in a recent Q&A, but I wanted to leave that out there for everyone that is part of the Patreon first, especially since it was a question. But there have been some good suggestions, and I think what we're going to end up doing is once we catch up, rather than divert our attention from anything else like that or anything like that, we're going to just continue on 1 chapter at a time.
Yeah.
Everybody else, with some caveats, because Oda has his off weeks. So what do we do during those off weeks? Well, we talked about using One Piece Odyssey as a way to fill in to allow 5 chapters being a thing. But instead, that'll be relegated to the off weeks. So we'll play some One Piece Odyssey and talk about that. However, unless something else is going on, in the fact that we get an off week and we happen to have 5 chapters, because one of the key things that we've learned from doing the podcast up to this point is 5 chapters is a sweet spot engaging pacing on Oda's part. And if we go 1 chapter at a time, we'll probably start feeling like, it's going so slow. It's going so slow. So I think it'd be really good and interesting to go back in time, as it were, on occasion, whenever we get those 5 complete chapters that we'd have in a normal set, and re-talk about them. and see how they work as a cohesive whole as far as 5 chapters. So
yeah, I think that's a good plan. As just repeating what you said, but yeah, I think that especially as somebody who's been kind of week to week for a few years now at this point, basically since 2020 or so, it is kind of like it hits different, just like the way that you absorb the story. That there are people, I think most of the folks who don't really like Wano as an arc were probably week to week. I think and it is kind of objectively like kind of the worst way to absorb the story, but it is kind of the most efficient way at the same time, right? It's you want to be caught up, you don't want to get spoiled on anything, and you want to be there when new chapters drop and when new big lore bombs and new big pieces of discussion keep cropping up. So like I get it, but I just think that when you slow down and smell the roses, I think you kind of have a better idea of what Oda is trying to do with some of his story beats. Because I've been in that exact same situation there. Yeah, where there have been stuff even that we haven't gotten to yet. Even some that's fairly recently, where especially when you would factor in like breaks and stuff, where it's like a chapter, a break, a chapter, a break, and so on and so forth. And sometimes we get up to 3 chapters in a row before a break, but sometimes it's like a break after every chapter, and then so you have some things that feel like they just take forever, and I'm not too super fond of them. just because
you want to give Oda that time, but yeah,
just because that's my first exposure, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that's where the One Piece Odyssey is going to come into play, and if it's still going by the time we beat Odyssey, well then I guess we'll start taking some game suggestions from you guys about what you want us to talk about.
Yeah,
as far as
we'll find something to do on off weeks for sure.
But the idea for now is to keep season 1 going until One Piece is finished.
Yeah.
So
I would love nothing more for just kind of like with Final Fantasy VII, right? Where it's like, oh, we're getting that last game on the 30th anniversary. Like, it'd be cool for One Piece to end in 2027. Probably not happening.
I don't think it's happening.
I don't
think. But
again, as somebody caught up, I don't think we're anywhere close. Which is an insane thing to say.
Yeah, it is. So. All right. I guess we'll see.
We'll see.
But that is the plan right now. I think it's a pretty decent one for what we're doing. Yeah. Antithetical to what we've always done up to this point, but we don't really have much of a choice.
Exactly. We were going to run out eventually.
Yep. Our timing has been really good up to this point, though.
Yeah.
When it comes to a lot of this stuff. So maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? But with that, I believe we've said all we've wanted to say about chapters 1046 to 1050 of One Piece. Thank you so much for listening, and you can find more of my ramblings and stream VODs over at BitNerd Games on YouTube, or simply BitNerd on BlueSky. And Brandon, where can everyone find you at?
I am Brandon Bovia on BlueSky, talking about anime, manga, games in my job. I think recently I mentioned I was watching Witch Hat Atelier, and I was like halfway through. I finished it. The anime, at least. Ends on maybe the worst cliffhanger of all time. So
I've heard that where somebody I saw somebody's reaction. It's like, it's 13 episodes and not 26, and they're losing their mind.
Yeah. So
I heard it's like mid arc or something like that.
It's mid arc. Not only mid arc, it is on a really brutal cliffhanger. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna go read the manga now. Which is apparently volume 5 is where the anime or where the manga would pick up from the manga. So
okay,
they got a decent ways into it, but like, man, I was upset in a good way. I was invested, but just kind of like, oh, you can't stop there.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah. But also,
awesome.
As was always the case with One Piece, the post arc chapters are like their peak. There's so much stuff I've been waiting to talk about with the post Wano stuff.
I'm looking forward to it.
I cannot wait.
Me neither. And hey, if you'd like to help us out more, you can support the podcast over at patreon.com/Derrick Bittner. That's DerrickBitner to listen to the next episode ad-free 3 days early, as well as patron-exclusive bonus episodes. And boy, howdy, the bonus episodes we have coming up are like, we've been for a little bit there, like, man, what do we cover? Because we're like, don't want to have me spoiled on stuff when it comes to Wano and watching the fights and all that. But hey, we're clear now. So, this week we're watching the Queen fight. But then we found out, by the time we record our next bonus episode, One Piece
Heroines
will be out. So, hey, bonus episode on that. And then by after that point, we should probably talk about the Film Red lead-up episodes.
Content. Yep.
Filler content, which that might get swapped. It all depends, because
just the timing,
timing. We'll see. Whatever best lines up for Film Red, which I think actually might be next week. Either way, next bonus episode, since it's every other week. And then it's like, then we got to go back to Wano again, where it's King and Big Mom and Kaido. So we got a lot of good bonus episode stuff coming up, as well as just wonderful questions from all of you guys so far. It's like they've been definitely on fire recently, and just
so much fun. Shout out to the people on the Patreon doing like the Q&A feels like it has exploded these past few. So many new names and faces, way more questions than usual, and just way more like interesting discussions and interesting little tangents of, like, if you want us to talk about things that aren't directly related to One Piece, like, there's your intro, man. Like, there's so much. I love the weird anime tangents we get to go on.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you'd like to help us out, I already said all that. So definitely check out the Patreon. Always appreciated. And make sure to return next time as we discuss chapters 1051 to 1055 of One Piece. So until then, my friends, bye.
Remember to take life one piece at a time.
I said I know who Joy Boy is. Aren't you curious, King?
Who is it?
He's the man who's going to defeat me someday.
Then maybe he doesn't exist.